Toki was an arcade game that originally released back in 1989, and since its conception, it received various ports. Now, almost 30 years later, Microids have decided to revisit the arcade classic, spruce it up with a hand-drawn art style, and introduce the game to a new generation of gamers, while also bringing back fans of the original. So, how does this revitalization fare? Let's find out. Toki is a side-scrolling action platformer where you control, well, Toki, a human that's turned into a lowly ape and needs to rescue his girlfriend Miho. Across the game's 6 stages, you will traverse treacherous areas such as jungles, volcanoes, and icy mountains. Toki can jump and climb vines, but a single hit is all it takes for him to lose a life. Toki's main attack is to spit out projectiles at enemies, and jumping on top of them will also damage them. You can aim the projectile attack with the D-pad or analog stick to shoot either straight ahead, diagonally upward, or straight above you. Unfortunately, you can't shoot in a downward or diagonally downward direction unless you're standing on an incline. That being said though, attacking with the projectile attack does feel rewarding, and the faster your thumb presses are, the faster you fire. Toki will also find temporary projectile upgrades such as Flame Breath, Spread Shot, or a Charge Up Shot. These are timed upgrades and usually go away within 30 seconds or so. As mentioned earlier, Toki can only take a single hit, which will make things a bit challenging for his journey. You can pick up armor upgrades throughout levels that'll help, but like weapon upgrades, they are temporary based on time. You can get a helmet which deflects projectile attacks and spiked objects from killing you, and sneakers that make you jump higher. Toki was an arcade game, so don't expect a long game here. There are only 6 levels, and each level lasts 3 to 5 minutes roughly, unless certain areas are giving you more trouble to pass through. It took me just over 30 minutes to beat the game. While I'm all for short games, that's really all there is to this game. There's no extra features, no extra content, it's strictly the game itself. The only aspect that may make you revisit it is if you want to tackle the harder difficulties. While the game is really enjoyable, and I could see myself replaying it a few more times just for fun, it may be a tough sell for the $29.99 price tag digitally. And keep in mind, there is a physical copy, and it comes with a couple of goodies like a retro arcade stand to put your Switch console in, but that'll go for $49.99. Visually, the revamped art style of Toki looks fantastic. Environments are nicely detailed, characters have great animations, and the game does run at a locked 60 frames per second. There's even some cool lighting effects in the volcano stage. Everything about the game visually is extremely appealing and very easy on the eyes. Audio is quite good too. Sound effects capture the feel and sense of a retro arcade game, and the soundtrack really fits the game quite well. Overall, Toki is a double-edged sword kind of game. It's a really enjoyable one to play, and it looks and sounds great, but on the other side, it's definitely style over substance. For $30 digitally and $50 physically, there's really only 30 minutes to an hour of content here, and once you beat it, you've seen everything the game has to offer. While yes, it is an arcade title that's been remade, it would have been a little bit more forgivable if there was a little bit more content to explore in the game. Maybe some bonus features or content, unlockable cheats, or even a way to play the game with the original visuals and audio for old school sake. If you can get past the steep price, what's here is really entertaining. That being said, Toki is getting a 6.5 out of 10.